Hey, what's going on with you guys, man? So I'm back at you guys with another NBA prop bet video. Yesterday I went 1-2, really 1-1. If you consider the one of the plays that I got the straight bet, and the other two by the time I was like able to do it, the numbers changed, and I just didn't want to bet it, so I ended up parlaying them, alternating the totals and everything like that. But it didn't hit. But just to be honest, I'm gonna tell you, I had Luka Doncic under 9.5 assists. I had Pat Connaughton over 9.5 points, that didn't hit, and I also had damn, why I'm forgetting this dude's name again? I had Pat Connaughton over 9.5 points, and I had Jordan Poole over 17.5 points as well. Both those didn't hit, so it was a 1-2 day, but really 1-1 since I didn't get to straight bet all three of those, but I did get to straight bet at least two. So, well, yeah, straight bet. But to be honest, today's a new day. We're gonna get right. I got three plays that I really like today. Well, I'm gonna say two that I really love and one that I kinda like. We're gonna start it off first with this Knicks and Orlando game. I love Kemba Walker under 16.5 points. Now, if you guys watched last game, Kemba was pretty passive. He did play 36 minutes, which is not to be of any concern because five of those were in that OT game. That went to two OTs. He played the whole first overtime, so we could really say he played 31 minutes or so. Um, and he still didn't reach this mark, and he was also sixth in usage rate amongst Knicks. So when he was on the Celtics, he had to like pick up some of the scoring slack just because they lacked it. But I think here it's a small sample size, but I think now that he's on the Knicks, they got a lot of guys they can trust to put the ball in the basket. You got D Rose, you got Evan Fournier, you got Julius Randle, you got Quickly who comes off the bench as well, give you a little bit of spark. You got RJ Barrett. It's a lot of mouths to feed. So I feel like 16.5 points is just a little bit too much for him. And like I said, 6 in usage rate last game. It's only a 1 game sample size, but I'm buying in on that. And let's take a look. Like I said, he played 36 minutes and only had 8 shot attempts. Let's just take a look just to make sure. 3 for 8, and let's just say he goes 5 for 8. I'm that unless he would have hit two threes with an and one on one of the threes, he still doesn't go over the 16.5 points, and that's with him playing 36 minutes last game. So, I really love this pick. This is something I made sure to put in because yesterday I waited too late yesterday, and I missed out on two straight bets, even though it kind of saved me money in the long run. But like I said, I really love the Kemba Walker over under 16.5 points. That's the first one, and especially with this game being in against Orlando, a team they might blow out. I don't think he'll really be looking for a shot as much. I think this is a game where it's more so everybody eats. So he definitely won't need to put the team on his back or do anything out of the ordinary. Now my last two bets, they both come from the same game. Now I told you I love the Kemba Walker under 16.5 points. But this one, I'm a little iffy on, man. I'm a little iffy on. This is the one I said I kind of like, but I don't love. And it's the OG Anunoby under 17.5 points. Last game he struggled. The one thing that scares me about it is he is gonna get a lot. He is gonna get up a lot of shot attempts. And last game I think he went 3 for 17. I don't know if we can really trust him, to miss that many shots as well. But this Boston Celtics team is still a team that's deep. This could be a potential blowout, like they got blown out last game against Washington. And that team was terrible in defense. Let's see how many points they put up last game against Washington. They were terrible last year. Like they gave up, I think, around like 110 points per game. And this Raptors team didn't even reach 90, if I'm not mistaken. So, let's take a look real quick. They scored 83 points. Now, yeah, that's not going to happen every game, but I just feel like this Celtics team has enough perimeter defenders, enough veteran guys on this team, and it's just going to be the same. It's going to be a similar situation. They probably score a little bit more points than this. Maybe they get to the 92 to 95 mark, but I don't really see more than that, honestly. Boston Celtics have way too many defenders. Like I said, that you can't expect Tatum to also have another 5 for 24 game. There's gonna be some points scored by the Boston Celtics as well. The Raptors just don't have enough on offense, and if you're trusting OG Anunoby to be your number 2 guy, it just seems like that's gonna be another blowout, especially if Fred VanVleet struggles again. Yeah, they got Gary Trent Jr. as well off the bench, but that's just not Those are not reliable scorers, and that's why I'm going with the OG Anunoby under 17.5 points. His usage is gonna be high, so it is gonna be a little bit scary. But I still like it, man. Road game, like I said, road game, first home game for the Celtics this season. You already know the TD Garden is gonna be going crazy. It's gonna be a lot of pressure on those Raptors guys. Let's see if they perform. But I got OG Anunoby under 17.5. And then his last play. This is another play that I love right here. It is a little, he is a guy that's streaky. He does have his streaky moments, but I'm gonna bank on the part of consistency and say that he's not gonna hit this number, right? I got Marcus Smart under 12.5 points. This is also from the same game. Marcus Smart, we have to put in perspective, right? He only scored. Let's say, look, they went up against the Knicks. Knicks are a tough defense, right? We can say that he had 14 shot attempts against the Knicks, right? In a game in which he played, I was on his play card. I was on there for a reason. Let's go back to it. My fault. Let's go to this game log. 14 shot attempts in 46 minutes. A game in which the Celtics went to two. It was a double overtime game. He still only scored 15 points. He took 14 shots to get 15 points in 46 minutes. Now we can definitely crack those minutes. We can take away at least 10 minutes off that, and let's say he played 36. Now we also have to probably take away, I'll say I say 2 to 5 more minutes off those minute projections. Just assuming now that Josh Richardson is gonna play, and Al Horford he got upgraded to questionable, which I think it means he'll probably end up playing this game. So you got another guard in the rotation. You have another guard in the rotation, which also means less shot attempts. We also know Dennis Schroeder is gonna be the secondary ball handler behind Marcus Smart. So as far as running the point guard, even though Marcus Smart doesn't really run point, he's more of an off ball guard, but he does get into his point guard bag, and he sometimes does go brain dead, which is why he might have. Which is why I say you got to be a little scared because he is streaky at times, and he does take a lot of bad shots. But if he gets, get a little bit of luck on those bad shots, it could be a bad night for us. But at the end of the day, like I said, I'm going with what's consistent. You gotta live with the odds, man. You have to live with the odds, and I really love Marcus Smart under 12.5 points. Josh Richardson, I probably say he's projected. He might get. Let me see the minutes from last game total for everybody, right? Let's see who minutes he's cutting into. Josh Richardson's cutting into Neesmith minutes for sure. That's 100%. He's cutting into his minutes. He's cutting into Mabel. Horford's definitely cutting into Grant Williams minutes. Grant Williams played 31. So, like I said, we have to definitely take into account that Josh Richardson is going to probably come in and get about 20 minutes or so. So, that might cut into Marcus Smart minutes. And I really like the under 12.5. So, that's what I'm going with today. I like Marcus Smart, OG Anunoby, unders. And I do like this. I don't know what it is. I'm always a guy that goes for unders, man. Like, that's usually my bag right there. Let's just put it in there for the sake of it. And we got the Kemba Walker under 16.5. You can parlay this, of course, because it's two unders from the same game. You can't same game parlay two unders. If it was two overs, they will let me do it, which is weird. I don't get it. You can parlay overs, but you can't parlay unders that are from the same game. And I do this. This is one that I really liked too earlier. I want to tell you, but the line changed. Like I said, you got to get these numbers in early, man. We definitely got to get these bets in early. They had Russell Westbrook at 7.5 assists, right? Now that number's changed to 6.5. So I'm gonna stay away from it. Like I said, it was only like I said, these are 1 game sample size, so you really don't know how things are gonna play out. But man, at 7.5, I would have loved that number. But now that it's at 6 for Westbrook for assists, I'm gonna stay away, and that would have been my honorary mention for prop bets that I might even put in this video too. But there's one thing I do want to say, guys. This is not even a prop bet I'm about to give you right here. If you like taking risk and you want to gamble on something, you might want to get this this Indiana Pacers game money line. They're only a minus 120 right now, right? Now let's take a look at something. Bradley, let me refresh this just in case something has come out. Bradley Beal is trending towards sitting out on Friday. If Bradley Beal doesn't play, there's no way in hell the Wizards win this game. They don't. They just don't have enough. Let's take a look at the projected lineup. So they already have Thomas Bryant out, Rhea Hachimura out. Are you telling me I'm supposed to bank on them winning with Dinwiddie, KCP, Kuzma, Daniel Gafford? No way. No way. There's no way they're beating this Pacers team. So if you wanna take a gamble now, be my guest. It's a minus 120. You can't go wrong there. And that's it for the prop video, man. I would love to know you guys' thoughts on it. Let me know in the comment section below. I am getting this video out a little bit late, but hopefully you guys see it in time before the 7 o'clock game start. And with that being said, I'm getting up out of here, man. Peace.